Oh, that could just be straight deleted. Try again. Stupid. Fucking annoying. There's that. That's kind of nice. Forgot about that. That's kind of sweet. That makes my life a lot easier, actually. Yes, that's it. That's all. Don't bother. Fuck with me, man. I'm not in the mood. Might as well just go in reverse order. Sure. Hold on. Finish this. Hurry up, please. Guy, just not connecting. Right now is not the time to be doing this. So where are we? Exactly where we are, motherfucker. You're just doing everything you can to avoid it. Today's training order of operation. This one is reverse order. Why? Because it's always 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That 1 step back is recognizing the path. That 1 step back always is. This is exactly how things update and grow. You have to apply a stimulus, first and foremost, to an already stabilized system. A system itself is ultimately a thing self-reinforcing by its activity. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, reverse order. Stimulus applied to a system causes the system to react. That reaction is a form of adaptation. Whether it's actually destructive or productive or not is the ultimate game. That's the fucking whole shebang. Does it exist or not? That's the only thing the universe is measured. It has no judgment. Ultimately a series of operations and mechanics. Now, is there some intelligence within that? There seems to be. Well, mathematically, there ultimately has to be. Not going there right now. I haven't thought about this in fucking years, so even trying to talk about it just sounds cartoonishly stupid. I'm not doing it. Backtrack. The fuck were we talking about? Systems within systems within systems within systems. It's boxes within boxes within boxes within boxes. That's how things conjugate. That's how you get the principles of, say, like arithmetic, geometry, or math at all within the relationship of things at all. Things have relationships, and those relationships have self-reinforcing proof principles, sustainability. You have to first exist, survive, before you can do anything at all. So your survival is paramount. Anything that negates your survival that isn't optimal to you is maladaptive, deleterious. Those things don't take you out immediately. You can even look at it as a strategy. Any strategy that short circuits itself so quickly ceases to even be considered a strategy at all. It's not even an option. Hey, we're going to war. Maybe we should just nuke ourselves. No, that's off the table, because then if we do that, we lose the war outright. How about we don't do that and try and win the war first? There does come a time where it's like, maybe we should nuke ourselves becomes the most like strategically optimal strategy. Those are extreme wars of attrition, and those things are self-terminating. Not going there. Not going down that train of thought. So an underlying system is first and foremost self-reinforcing. You define the boundaries of a system as the things within it that are absolutely vital for the thing to exist at all. Everything is an organism. It's an organized mechanism. Surviving, first and foremost. Expanding and dominating its environment. These are fucking universal spirits. These cannot be conquered. They can only really be guided. This is what our mythology comes down to. Not going here. Not going there. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. The 1 step back is ultimately the only thing I fucking give a shit about. Is what I'm doing right now. That 1 step back is simple. Whenever a thing decides to grow or expand or change or alter anything at all, it has to first and foremost come up with the friction of the environment it's in, and it updates what it is relative to that. That's adaptation. Whatever you try to expand in, there seems to be this universal tax where you get the brain word there. There was something that fit. There was a word that fit there that's not currently in my brain at all. I call it a universal tax. Ultimately, you might think things aren't connected. Everything's connected. You are the lowest common denominator to your experience. And whether your experience is accurate or not, we're not going there just yet. You, at the bare minimum, are only really certain of you being a thing at all. Attempting to update what your model of you as a thing is in order to do your best to grow, expand, and dominate. Even with working out, you have a natural plateau state, which is where you basically stabilized for the least amount of turbulence and most amount of height in your life. When it comes to your physical body, you might get stressed out when you take on, say, a new job or like even new shoes, but eventually that weird feeling just goes away because you normalized to it. So you've basically re-updated to a new state. And with, say, something like bodybuilding or any type of actual practice that you're trying to improve at, your steady state, when you stress yourself out, you actually dip below immediately right after stimulated yourself, take on the stressor. You recover. If you allow yourself, you will actually update, basically overcompensate in the faculties that were depleted. Compensate by reinforcing the underlying foundation, adding probability maps. The thing that was used the most gets more resources. Simple model, like a simple explanation. Once you've adapted, that's your new plateau. Now, if you don't do that stress again, just reverse back down to your baseline. Keep doing this to get a new baseline. When you're doing this, you realize that you can actually overcompensate and get growth. But sometimes you move too fast and you get over fatigued and you get knocked down. It becomes a game of fucking pyramid building. Pyramid building is your skill set. The skill sets are rooted in you as an actual fucking organism. Backtrack. As simple beings, we have simple systems. One of those simple systems is society, money, and markets. When you start undermining the basic patterns that allow for sustainability and stability in these systems, you get 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Have not stepped back to reinforce the update required to be able to stabilize in that new environment state. Growth requires that model. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And you're gonna take the 1 step back whether you like it or not. Best thing to do is to pay the cost as you go. Pay that 1 step back along the way. Pay your dues. One of those dues is to fucking learn your craft. That's where I am right now, learning the craft. Because I know I can do it, so I assume I can do it off the bat, but I forget that it actually takes me a whole lot of breaking shit and making a fuck ton of mistakes to be like, oh yeah, that's right, that's how that works. And then reinforcing that in my brain, and getting older isn't really helping with that. 8. Reverse order. I'll make it easy on myself. Baby steps. Training wheels. I believe in myself. I got this. That's it. See you in the dark matter. There, that's okay. Son of a bitch.